So, jetzt finden wir raus, was für Scheiß das wir noch brauchen. Eiszapfenzahn, Bestraferarmschienen und Erdzahn. Schauen wir, ob der Verkäufer einen von den Scheiße so anhat und wenn nicht, dann machen wir
Looks
die
like we made it here in one piece.
Nee, leider gar nichts.
All right, let's get back to gathering info on wedding ceremonies. You and Rinwell looked into flowers, right? So what's next on the docket?
I'm thinking food should be next. The food at Kagari's wedding was really amazing. I still remember it.
That's so. Hey, didn't I hear something real similar from Shion? That was close. I almost let something slip.
I don't know anything about that. I just have an interest in wedding foods. What should be served, how it should be prepared, stuff like that.
True, you can't just serve anything you want that tastes good. If you served hot dogs at a wedding, people would riot.
Warum?
Yeah. Wedding food should be a treat for the guests. So I'm sure Danins and Renins will each prefer different things.
Let's start by looking into the Renin side.
Yeah, I agree. We can begin by asking Dohalim.
Sorry. Dohalim's on Shion distraction duty. I'm doing my best to keep her in the dark too, so...
I see. In that case, maybe Dohalim's friends Avakir and Faria can help us.
Those two that were on Lenegus. They're over in Pelagian. Yeah, that's a good place to start. Let's go...
Aha.
Dinner... At a wedding reception. What would you pick for the menu, Law?
I'd want a bunch of tasty meat! Just pile my plate with meat, and I'll be happy as a clam!
I should have known you'd say that. And I imagine you're not the only one who feels that way.
Right? But since it's a fancy shindig, I guess you probably need some fancy food, too.
True. I hope Avakir and Faria can give me some good suggestions. I know it's sudden, but Dohalim's busy, so we were hoping the two of you could tell us a bit about Renin customs.
I'm surprised you'd come to us, but we'd be happy to help out a friend of Doe's. Huh. I didn't know weddings were popular here. They're a custom that goes way back on Rena.
What kind of food do you serve at Renin weddings?
Let's see. For the guests... Oh, you've got to have a huge cake.
The bride and groom cut the cake together in front of all the guests, then feed each other a slice.
They feed each other? I'd be too embarrassed to do something like that.
Wait, Alphen, are you asking about weddings to prepare for your own? In that case, you've got to make sure your partner has a say. But I guess that would be tough if you want to make it a surprise.
No. I'm just curious, so I'm doing some
Diese
research.
Drumherum-Rederei, Alter, das kann aber nicht wahr sein.
I'm not keeping this a secret because I want to surprise someone. I'm just not familiar with the customs and want to learn.
I see. Seeking knowledge on subjects out of your wheelhouse is a noble pursuit.
You've taught us a lot. Thanks, Avakir. Thanks, Faria.
Now that we've learned about Renin customs, why don't we ask someone about the Danin ones?
Sure, but who should we ask? I guess we could start by going to see Doc.
Warum?
Sounds like a plan. Let's head to Uzelbeck.
Oh Mann,
Does Doc's knowledge
muss ich hier mit jedem von die Figuren dann so eine Hochzeitsgeschichte machen, oder was?
include weddings and food
Oh,
and stuff like that too?
I'm not sure. But the more I think about it, I suppose those aren't really his areas of expertise. I guess I might have a bad habit of turning to Doc whenever I have a problem.
You must really trust him. It's good to have someone.
Hey, Doc. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Weddings? I don't even know what that is, let alone what kind of food you should serve.
Der war sein Leben lang ein Sklave, ja, aber er soll das wissen.
Calaglio was poor, and we couldn't even afford to think about stuff like that when we were slaves.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I've heard of weddings. There's ceremonies for people that are getting married, right?
Married, you say? Alphen, you thinking of settling down?
It's more that I haven't thought about it enough, so I want to prepare a little for when the time comes.
I was all prepared to take a parental role and give you my blessing, but you're not tying the knot? You know, Alphen, you really haven't changed at all.
Maybe not. There's still a lot I don't know. So much I have to learn.
So if Doc doesn't know anything, what now?
Do you know anyone who's done that marriage ceremony?
Oh, right! We do know one couple.
Kagari and Notio. Of course, why didn't I think of asking them? We attended their wedding, and theirs is the one that set off this whole wedding craze to begin with. They're the perfect pair for—
Then our next destination is set.
Seems like everything's settled here.
Good luck, Alphen.
Next, we should go to Kagari and Notio's place. Let's head to Thistleum.
They sure get along well. Like they're in their own little world together.
Well, they're married, so that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, for them. But it's hard to know how to respond when they're acting like that.
Oh my, hello. Are you here for Notio? Or did you come to see me?
Both of you, actually. Can we ask you some questions about wedding ceremonies?
Of course. It would be our pleasure. Our wedding ceremony is one of my most important memories with my beloved Kagari. Ask us anything.
What should we talk about first?
Warum hat der immer
How about
Rüstung?
the day I decided to marry my sweet Notio?
Okay, Frage Nummer 1. Hast du je außerhalb seiner Rüstung gesehen?
Sorry. Maybe we can get to that later. For now, I want to know about the food.
See, I'm currently gathering information on food that's served at weddings. What kinds of dishes guests will enjoy, that kind of thing. You two have experience, so I was hoping you could share your insights.
Of course. We'd be happy to. Our ceremony was very simple, but we did it our way.
We didn't worry too much about Danon or Renan traditions. We decided to do whatever made us happy.
It's the thought that counts, after all. I think you should prepare whatever the couple wants to eat, or something they want their guests to eat.
The thought that counts. Taking care of your guests, you mean? Thank you. That's helpful.
Oh, and we prepared dishes with ingredients that are said to be auspicious.
Since everyone came all the way just for us, we wanted our guests to feel happy too.
Everyone who attended seemed to enjoy it, so I recommend doing the same.
But gathering everything was quite an ordeal. Remember, Notio? We were only able to serve what we did through sheer luck.
What do you mean by sheer luck?
The merchant we talked to said it was a miracle he got everything, and that he'd never be able to manage it again.
Wow, it's that much trouble. And it may be tough to procure those kinds of ingredients. If that's the case, We should try to gather everything ourselves and see what we can do.
Aha.
You want to gather things now? Even though you're not getting married yet?
Yeah, I want to make sure I know how to get what I need. I want all my bases covered.
Okay. You sure put your all into things you're serious about, huh, Alvin?
I appreciate your help, Law. So, what kinds of auspicious ingredients should we go after?
Sea bream is a high-class fish with an elegant taste, so it's often seen in celebratory meals in Thistleum.
They also said something about lemons bringing good luck. I don't know why, but they said it'll keep you from catching a cold.
Where I'm from, we eat rat pig meat on special occasions. It's supposed to be good for your health.
Sounds like certain ingredients carry special meaning. We'll see what we can scrounge up. Oh, wait. I already have the ingredients you just mentioned.
This is what we were after, right?
You've already got some auspicious ingredients. And I went on and on about how hard it'd be to get them.
It definitely wasn't easy.
Okay. I think we got a handle on how to gather what we need. I also know what to do to prepare for my own wedding. If I ever have one, I mean.
How about that? I think we got some good info.
If you're doing all this to prepare for your own wedding, you should fully understand what your partner wants before planning the menu.
What my partner wants.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be nosy.
It's not like that, Kagari. But people keep telling me the same thing. To take my partner's wishes into consideration. But I'm still just doing research, so I don't really understand what that means.
So you're doing research to understand what you want for yourself. I think that's wonderful too.
Some people are satisfied as long as they end up married and don't do any planning at all. Those kinds of people are the worst.
Warum denn das?
Yeah, that was a close one.
We got some great advice. So I think that should about do it for our culinary investigation.
I feel like there was some other auspicious food, but I can't recall what it was.
What? There's more?
I'm sorry, but I'm sure there was some delicious and auspicious food that both Renans and Danans enjoy. It was the hardest one to get our hands on. Someone knowledgeable about gourmet should know what it is.
Well, now that's got me curious. We've already come this far. We should try to gather some ingredients.
Man, I knew you'd say that. But how are we supposed to do that when we don't even know what you want? Maybe that old man will know. You know, the one traveling around in search of fine delicacies?
Gordino. He's definitely the perfect person to ask.
I know, right? Let's go talk to him next.
Thanks for all the help.
I hope what we shared.
Warum haben wir nicht gleich mit dem geredet?
What? Wonder where our old foodie friend is now.
We'll probably run into him if we go somewhere famous for its food, right?
I hope he hasn't collapsed again while searching for his next culinary obsession.
Da ist er doch.
Oh, look who it is. What can I do for you? Got... An auspicious food for weddings that both Denons and Renans enjoy. I know a few things that fit the bill.
Okay, so are any of them something that, she likes?
Huh? What was that? Speak up!
Well, it's, Shion. I need something Shion likes.
Haha, wird er rot werden.
Wow! What are you so angry about? What did I do?
You didn't do anything wrong, Gordino. Shion's name just kinda came to mind. Just leave it at that.
Well, I've got no idea what's going on. But I know just the thing for that young woman who's always hungry.
Oh, come on, just say it already!
Danons love it. Renans love it. That young woman who is always hungry does too. And it's auspicious. Boss Fish checks all the boxes. In the gastronomy world, they say that if you eat a boss fish at a special occasion, your family will be
Boss
bestowed with
fish.
safety.
I didn't know there were legends like that in gastronomy. But it sounds like boss fish is perfect. We'll scrounge some up.
Oh, it won't be that easy. Boss fish are hard to find. However, if you aren't able to pass this test, you won't get my blessing to marry my daughter.
Who said anything about marrying your daughter? I don't need your blessing.
Obviously, I'm joking. I don't have a daughter, but I've always wanted to say that. At any rate, I'm not kidding about bossfish. Good luck getting your hands on some. You'll need it.
Sorry it's taken so long.
Das ist nicht so schwer, wie du meinst.
But we're finally nearing the end of our ingredient search.
Don't get careless now. We need...
Wow, 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 wow. Das war ja schwierig.
to save our strength for the battle with the boss fish.
Wow, she's really into this.
To think, the day would come where I face down a boss fish. This is so exciting.
So...
Oh, hello, your majesties. Wait, what?
Ach komm, schon wieder so ein Scheiß.
You mean they're fighting again?
Oh, great. Alphen and Shion are gonna do that thing again, aren't they?
Law, now that you mention it, don't you think we should all do it?
What now?
Actually, Alphen, you're right. It is unfair that it's been only you and me this whole time.
Really? I wasn't aware it was a question of fairness.
Look, some things you don't understand until you try them, right?
All right. Whew. Why do you always get so grumpy out of nowhere?
Huh? Oh, hootity hoot. You're certainly one to talk. Whenever I ask what's wrong, you never give me a straight answer.
What? Well, that's 'cause you don't even try to understand my...
Excuse me? No, I'm sorry. I can't do this. I feel so stupid.
Yeah, I'm done. What kind of idea was that, making us do something so ridiculous?
Hey, now you know how we feel.
No one asked you to do improv owl theater.
Hey, I don't make the rules. All right, you're next.
We're doing this too?
Apparently. You never speak what is on your mind.
I do when I need to, but I trust you'll understand me regardless.
That is true.
Oh, they're on a whole different level. Is that what it means to be mature?
I'm not sure why, but it feels like we've lost.
Wait, this was a competition? But their little dialogue didn't even have anything to do with the king and queen, did it?
What's the matter, Alphen?
I'm just thinking, are we sure they were even fighting in the first place?
It took you until now to ask that question?
Okay. Also ich finde das gut, dass die da immer zu zweit diesen Schmarrn machen.
Oh, there's no mistaking it. That's a boss fish for sure. It must have been quite the trial to get this.
Ja, ja, das war echt schwierig.
But hospitality would be meaningless if it were easy, now wouldn't it? You've done well, son. Okay, I'll allow you to marry her. But I won't forgive you if you make my daughter unhappy.
Not this again.
Jokes aside, if you can get your hands on boss fish, then you should be able to get any ingredients you need.
Thanks. I think it's fair to say we've perfectly understood how to gather what we need.
We learned about wedding dishes and how to gather the ingredients. So you must be satisfied now, right, Alphen?
Indeed. I owe you my thanks as well, Law.
If you ever need more advice about the menu for your wedding, don't hesitate to come see your friend Gordino. Regardless, my fabulous recipe deserves a name. Absolutely exquisite! Harmonized!
Das war der Elden Ring. Der hat hier einen Elden Ring gemacht.
I hope someday she'll be on board with making the menu too, Alphen. I'm sure she, your partner, will be happy with anything Gordino cooks.
Something my partner will enjoy. I need to think about that, too.
Something bothering you?
No, it's just... everyone we've talked to has mentioned the same thing. My ultimate goal is to learn more about weddings and marriage. That hasn't changed. But Kagari and Notio said that isn't enough, and that I have to think more about my partner.
Right, that's why we looked into bossfish. Isn't that enough?
Maybe, but I don't know if it counts as taking my partner into consideration. I'll have to give it some more thought. I've learned a lot about ingredients and cooking.
Let me know the next time you're having trouble. I'll be glad to help.
Thanks. I appreciate the offer.
No problem. Leave it all to me.
Wie schaut's jetzt nebenquestmäßig auf? Meine Fresse. Oh.
So, Alphen, how's your pursuit of wedding knowledge progressing?
With everyone's help, I've been able to look into several things I was curious about.
Happy to hear it.
I'm still clueless when it comes to marriage in general. I'm still in the dark on what married life is like after the ceremony is over.
It does seem as though that would be a separate set of knowledge. You'd need a new home, furnishings for it.
A home? You need a house if you get married?
It's not a requirement, but generally speaking. It even came up in the conversation amongst the ladies that sparked your quest for knowledge. Shion said she wanted a warm home to live in, remember? It's completely normal to think of such things.
It is?
So I've heard.
Then the next thing I research will be where to live after getting married. I want to know everything that's needed.
Very well. You know, I once heard someone say, marriage is not the destination, but a new departure.
Also, ehrlich zu sein, ich stehe jetzt aufs Heiraten.
I believe those were Droshin's words of wisdom.
Really? Does that mean Droshin's married?
He is indeed. Seeing as he has experience, you...
All right, let's go.
Wer zur Hölle ist Droshin?
Now that I think... about it, life after marriage is
Das Leben nach dem Heiraten ist der Punkt.
Obviously more important than the wedding itself. The wedding is a single day, but your life together after that goes on for years and years.
True. It is certainly a topic worthy of careful consideration.
So schaut's aus. Ich weiß nicht, ob sich meine Einstellung dazu in der Zukunft noch ändert. Das kann ja leicht sein. Aber momentan sehe ich das so, dass ein Ring nichts anderes ist als wieder Ketten, die dich bindet für immer.
Oh, hello. Did you need something?
There's something I want to talk to you about. I heard you're a married man, so...
You once spoke to me about the necessities in everyday life after marriage. Do you recall?
Wetten, der ist mit einem Typen verheiratet.
We've come to you because Alphen would like to hear what you have to say. Can you inform him of what is necessary?
Is that so? Now that's a serious consultation. If you're going to get married, I think you first need to decide where you want to live.
Der schaut nicht aus, als wenn der Frau hätte.
No, I'm not getting married in the immediate future. I'm just curious and doing some research.
I see. Even so, I think you'll get an idea of what you need if you picture what you want for yourself. Are there any cities you've thought would be nice to live in?
No, not really. I'd never given it any thought.
You know, Shion once said that she enjoys the mood of gazing upon the snow of Cyslodia. Other than that, she also mentioned that she finds the weather pleasant in Ganeth Haros.
She did? Maybe that means she wants to live in Cyslodia or Ganeth Haros someday. I was just reacting to Shion's comments. Don't, read it.
Of course, we would...
If you don't have any strong preference on where you want to live, maybe you should spend some time traveling around. Cast aside your preconceived notions and look around with an objective eye. You'll likely discover some conditions you can't compromise on.
Thanks. I think it's worth a try. Should we start by visiting Cyslodia then? I can see what Bregan has to say too.
By all means. I think it's smart to learn about marriage and all it requires well in advance. Married life is like a long journey. If you don't care for and support each other, it won't last. The most important thing is to discuss and understand each other. Two people living together...
We've strayed quite far from the matter at hand, and it seems this is going to take a while yet.
Not as long as the speech you gave at Kagari and Notio's wedding.
Ah, my apologies. Are you in a hurry?
Thanks for your help, Droshin. You can tell me the rest the next time I see you.
Mit anderen Worten, halt dein Maul und fick dich.
Homes in Cyslodia. Are constructed to withstand the snow. That's one of their good points.
I never thought much about how a house is designed. This is all so new to me.
We need to start keeping an eye out for this kind of stuff. Wandering aimlessly won't cut it.
Ich sag, die wohnen dann in der blöden Hütten da in Cyslodia. In dem einen Schneefeld.
What? You're looking for a place to live?
We're gathering information about marriage. More specifically, we're currently looking into the process of house hunting.
Sounds complicated. I don't know anything about all that, but we'll welcome you with open arms if you want to move here, Alphen.
Thank you for saying so.
Thing is, there are some difficulties with living here, as you know. For one thing, there are more disputes between fellow Danans here than in other nations.
I'd hoped they'd all get along better after they were freed. But I understand things still have a ways to go.
The other thing is that, in general, Renans aren't allowed into the city. You get lots of Renans coming to see you, don't you, Alphen? I know you've got both Renans and Danans in your crew.
Yeah. That could be a problem anytime Renans want to come visit.
The last issue is that the land around Cyslodia is barren. It isn't easy to secure the food you need. We're not starving yet, but there's not much by the way of excess.
So, if someone with, say, an incredibly high metabolism were to move in, it would put more strain on the food supply?
I had the same thought. Even if I'm comfortable, the person I live with may not be.
Yes. I think it's important to keep that viewpoint in mind when looking at other cities as well.
Thanks for talking with us, Bregan. I'm not looking to move just yet, but when the time comes, I'll remember everything you said.
Been a pleasure. Come by any time. Gathering information, house hunting. You got some big life changes planned there, Alphen? If it is what I think it is. Nah, I won't pry. Good luck, Alphen.
Thanks, Bregan.
Now then, shall we depart for Pelegion? I will refrain from shamelessly recommending it, though.
Yeah, let's. The more places we can visit, the more informed I'll be. Plus, we can talk with Ganya to see if he has any advice. Going to Cyslodia really helped me understand some of what's important when deciding on a place to live.
If we continue to observe different locales, we will be able to understand more clearly what type of location is best.
In Mies rastet er voll aus, weil Renans und Danans da so Stress machen. Aber hier ist es überhaupt kein Problem. Hier ist so, ah ja, ach so, ja gut, der von der Conny Renner, nein, das ist ja nicht so wild. Scheiß drauf.
We finally made it.
War Grund auszurasten.
I have a question for you. Can you spare some time if you're not busy with your duties?
I've always got time for you. I still owe you a huge debt. After all, it's thanks to what you all did a year ago that we regained the most important thing a human has. The ability to think.
Du kannst da mal deine Hose schneiden.
All we did was help. It's you guys who actually took it back.
Even then, I still have a debt owed to you. So, what do you want to talk about?
Deine Haar, warum schneidest du die nicht?
I'm trying to decide where I want to live a little further down the road, when I'm ready to settle down. We're traveling around to various places to see how they strike me. Now we're here. So, how's life in Pelegion?
Hey, it's great that things have calmed down enough for you to think about settling down, even if it's still a ways off. But as far as living here, look, it's a beautiful city, and Renans live here comfortably. The problem is, Danans can't say the same. Plus, there are probably more than a few Renans here that would be less than pleased with your presence.
I guess it isn't the best for me. The city being beautiful is important to people who care about aesthetics, but...
I think Ganya is right. Pelegion is far from ideal for you, at least in its current state. If our efforts are met with continued success, perhaps one day it will be a city where anyone can live without issue. If possible, it would be great to reach that point before you've chosen a place to settle.
I'll be working hard towards that goal myself. You once told me that you fight against anyone who uses force to take what doesn't belong to them.
That's right.
I really took those words to heart and decided I wanted to help create a society free from hate. You've never let me down, never betrayed my trust. This time, I want you to trust in me. I will make this city a suitable place for you and your future family to live.
All right. I believe you, Ganya. I'm glad we came to Pelegion, even though it was for my own personal reasons. It gave me the chance to talk with Ganya and you about these kinds of things.
So, what should we do next? Should we make our way to Mahag Sar?
Na, Mahag Sar ist scheiße.
Tensions are still high there, so I'm not sure if it'd be right to take anyone's time with my personal issues.
Ja, Kalaklia ist es
I
richtig.
think we can rule out Nies. I'd cause way too many problems for Bayfon, and I wouldn't want to do that to him.
We keep in touch with Nies through trade and the occasional information exchange. If the opportunity arises, can I let them know you've begun thinking about your future?
Sure, as long as you don't make a big deal out of it.
Should we return to Vicent then? It is a relaxed and cozy place after all.
Ich will nicht noch Vicent, das ist halt so Standard.
Who could we talk to there?
How about Kisara's friend, Legil? She can likely offer opinions from a viewpoint different from Droshan's.
Good idea. Let's go see if she'll talk with us.
Alter, geht's doch nach Kalaklia. Da hat
Vicent.
alles angefangen und das ist der beste Ort, Alter.
Isn't a good fit, and I'm not sure what options will be left. I had no idea it was this hard to find a place to live. I'm glad I had the chance to experience it for myself.
The situation.
Kalaklia, da bist du
Look,
her.
you, sorry to
Das
bother
sind
you.
deine Wurzeln.
Can we chat with you about life in Vicent?
Oh, I'm happy you'd come to me for advice. But life in Vicent? Why? Is someone going to move here?
I'm considering it, but I haven't decided or even thought about a lot of details. For now, I'm traveling around and trying to find a place that would be nice to settle into once my...
Is that so? Well, I think Vicent is a great place to live. But recently, the population is exploding, and there isn't much space.
Guess there are downsides to Vicent's skyrocketing popularity.
But if you're going to live in Menancia, there are other options besides Vicent. For example, you can build a house near Traslita Highway just outside of town.
Outside of town? That thought hadn't occurred to me.
I know a really nice spot. However, it's currently inhabited by a gigantic Zoogle.
Well then, perhaps we can take care of that problem when we go scout the location.
Oh, that would be a huge...
Okay, we'll take care of it.
Thanks. By the way, if marriage is the reason you end up relocating, then can I have your wedding bouquet? I already told Kisara, but I heard that if you can't catch a bouquet, you'll always be single and alone.
So you're where she heard that preposterous rumor?
All right.
Ich will aber, dass die nach Calaglia ziehen, Alter. Calaglia ist das Beste.
Let's go take care of the Zoogle on Treslita Highway.
Ich will, dass die irgendwo in der Wüste
That
leben.
land will be important if you want to develop it in the future. We must eliminate any threats that lurk there.
Ja, den haben wir.
Isn't that what Legil was talking about? A giant Zoogle?
Looks like it.
Problem, Alter.
Let's get this done.
Auf geht's.
We're in for a long slog with this one.
Let the marksman handle this. Dance in the wind.
Look sharp.
Hurricane between heaven and earth.
Rocket strike.
A wailing Gentian lightning.
While it's reeling!
Take it down.
Eat dirt!
Air thrust. Spread.
Look, make it rain. Xion,
Go for it.
prepare to crumble.
There. Came between heaven and earth.
I never miss.
A wailing Gentian lightning.
Raining strike!
Tiger blade.
Fury.
Incineration wave!
Flying dragon.
Here's the waters of creation. Confiscated.
Now you're getting
Got him on the
serious.
run.
Don't get cocky.
Right. Still anyone's fight.
Shine.
Nothing
Resurrection.
gets by.
The flames
Water,
will roar.
You may be strong, but I'll never back down!
Anything in armor is all mine. Here's a healing Gentian. My savior.
Water, hear my call. Sword up.
Lightning condemned.
Time to let it rip!
Thunder
It's off!
Illuminate the dark. Holy glimmer. Holy land.
Eat
Make
this!
it rain.
Lancer.
Glimmer!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Das war ja das Kockerproblem, Alter.
It's a pretty nice spot, like Legil said. A great view, and relaxing too.
Sounds as though you like it then. I too feel this would be a good spot for you.
I feel like I could just wake up, check out the view, do a little stretching, and be ready for a big day.
Feeling good about your environment is important. Now, shall we return to Vicente and inform Legil?
Ich finde, ihr sollt nach Calaglia gehen. Meine Fresse, Alter. Hauptsache, ich krieg nie das, was ich will.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Man bin ich der Herrscher der Welt, Alter.
We defeated the Zoogle, Legil.
Thanks. So, how was the location?
Man, that was a nice spot. I can see myself enjoying life there. Maybe that means it's a good fit for me.
I think that when you get married and look for a home in earnest, what we've learned will aid quite a bit in your search.
Yeah. I thought that as long as they had 4 walls and a roof, all houses were the same regardless of where they are. But I was wrong.
I thought that much was obvious.
I'm glad you like it. If you seriously consider moving here, please let me know. The house itself is just as important as the location. So I can introduce you to a pro who can help with everything from layout to paint color.
Thanks, Legil.
You'll have a lot to think about, especially considering you won't be the only person living in the house. It seemed you had someone on your mind as we were traveling. But are you satisfied with the information we gathered?
I really don't know anything, so I thought that it would be enough to learn about marriage in general. But that isn't enough. Nearly everyone we met told me to think more about my partner. So I was trying to keep my partner in mind as I did my research, but honestly, I'm not sure if what I've done is correct.
I see. I believe that no knowledge or experience is without its merits. Right now, your head is full of worry and doubt. But it's a necessary step towards finding a better future for yourself.
Wie viel Stress das sie macht. Da wenn ich überlege, dass man im Askbild war für einfach.
I hope you're right.
You've only just begun to think about your future. There is no need to rush these things, Alphen.
Bis jetzt ist der einzige Man, den ich gesehen habe, der wo offen ausspricht, was er denkt. Ohne dass das dauert bis zum Schluss, wenn die Credits rollen oder in der After-Credit-Scene, war der Hubert.
Darling, thank you. Choosing a home.
Haben wir es jetzt mit den Nebenquests? Na, haben wir es nicht. Oh Gott.
It's basically setting your future life in stone.
It's important to think. Seems like your research into weddings and marriage is going well, Alphen.
Yeah, thanks to everyone's help. I've got law and she on distraction duty, so I have some time. But there may not be anything left to look into. I didn't know a thing before. But I've learned a lot, and
That's great.
I want to thank you again, Kisara. I've given things a lot of thought, and I think I've come to understand what makes weddings great. It's a ceremony to bring happiness to the person you care about most. Maybe that's why they're so popular these
You've come a long way. Remember how you panicked when you realized you knew nothing about marriage? By the way, I think there's something else that comes before the wedding. Have you already looked into it?
What? Something that comes before the wedding?
Ja, der blöde Antrag halt.
Of course. You're going to propose, right?
I haven't gotten any info on that yet, but I think it's enough to simply ask, will you marry me?
Wait, that's it?
Alter, das reicht in die meisten Fälle.
What else is there?
Man muss da keine so Hollywood-Show draus machen.
Don't worry about it. You'll come up with something. Now then, I must be off.
Schon die Geschichte gehört von dem Typen, der seiner Alten einen Heiratsantrag gemacht hat in so einem Hotel, das unter Wasser ist und dann ist er der Sofa. Das kommt dabei raus, wenn man meint, man muss irgendwelche super kreativen Anträge machen.
Kisara, wait! Don't forsake me! Please, I'm begging you!
I don't know what the person you want to marry will think, but usually the atmosphere when you profess your feelings is important.
Oh, that.
You're asking them to spend the rest of their life with you, so you have to make that idea as enticing as possible, or they may say no. The location's also important. It's a moment you'll both remember forever. It should be in an elegant and beautiful place.
Wie wär's ein Puff?
Say, take her to a floral garden by the seaside. Gently take her by the hand and sweetly whisper to her your everlasting love. Or something.
Alter, das ist doch das, was du möchtest. Aber nicht in einem blöden Blumengarten, sondern beim Fischen irgendwo in einem stinkenden Fischerboot, Alter. Dann hat's bei dir abgehen.
Floral garden by the sea. I don't know any place like that.
That was, just an example.
Die roten Backen, Alter. Sowas mag ich.
Some people put a lot of thought into proposals, whether they be marriage proposals or not.
Wer weiß da, wo sie einen Kranz bastelt haben, das ist doch ein toller Ort für den Schmarrn.
Oh. But I should choose a place that makes me seem enticing. That won't be easy.
I think your best traits are your kindness, decisiveness, and strength.
By strength? Do you mean with a sword?
Ja, genau, hau ihr das Schwert in die Fresse als Antrag, das ist eine gute Idee.
That's part of it, but you also have the strength of mind to stand firm in your beliefs, like touching Shion without fearing her thorns. If you can show those traits to your partner, then she's sure to say yes.
I see. The problem is, I don't know how I can show her how strong my feelings are.
Well, I just heard a disturbing rumor. Apparently, a dangerous Zoogle has taken up residence in the Iglia Wastes.
We've definitely got to do something about that.
You don't get it? The strength of your feelings is basically your courage. You should show Shion you're not afraid to face powerful enemies.
Ich soll einen Heiratsantrag machen, wenn wir gegen so einen scheiß Viech kämpfen.
Well, I don't have a partner yet. Plus, is something that simple good enough?
I'm not saying it's the best method, but I think it's one way of going about it.
If that's the case, then I should face the Zoogle alone. That should prove that my feelings are true, right?
I don't know. That might be a little too dangerous. There's a difference between courage and recklessness, Alphen.
I know, I get it. But I want to give it a shot. I want you to watch and afterwards let me know what you thought.
So you want to practice on the Zoogle in the Iglia Wastes, right? If it doesn't go well, we can just think of something else.
Thanks. Then all I have to do is decide on a place.
Don't worry about it for now. You have time.
Fighting alone against a powerful foe is the perfect chance to test myself. Lately, I've always had Shion and the others nearby. So I guess it's been a while.
Don't lose sight of your goal. You're trying to show your courage, not your recklessness.
Diese Nebenquests fressen mir die Zeit weg. Das ist ja Wahnsinn.